Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. Just kind of a regular finds video. Things I've picked up over the past few weeks. Um, really didn't realize how much it was until I kind of put it together to do the video, and I was like, holy cow, I've been purchasing a lot of crap. But um, but again, I guess it kind of figures too, because I've still been going through my whole cleaning out my collection and all that. So I've been selling a ton of stuff on eBay over the past 4 weeks or so, something like that. I mean, I've been selling a lot of stuff. So you sell something and then you get that money in your PayPal account. So you buy something and just keep going through that process because money's not coming out of your bank account. Next thing you know, you're like, holy cow, look at all the crap I bought. So yeah, some really nice upgrades in addition to the collection that I'll share here. And I want to mention this too because I've had a couple of people actually ask me about it, and Miko made a comment on one of my past videos as I've been talking about going through this process of cleaning up and purging my collection. Um, One of the things that I've been asked about is, are you getting rid of, your original pressings to get these reissues? And I remember Miko actually kind of made a comment where he said, that's just kind of a little different because most people are trying to get original pressings and avoiding or trying to stay away from the reissues. And so I've been asked enough times where I thought I would just kind of mention through my process of cleaning up my collection. What I'm basically doing is trying to get the condition of everything to at a minimum, a very, very high excellent to near mint and mint. Um, so I'm not getting rid of original pressings just for the sake of getting a brand new copy of something. If I get rid of an original pressing of something, it's going to be because it's not really meeting that new standard. Whether it's condition of the vinyl, the cover, whatever the case may be. So I'm not getting rid of original pressings just for the sake of. There has to be something lacking in that copy that I have. So maybe that kind of clarifies a little more what I'm doing and not just getting rid of great, perfect condition original pressings just to get a new reissue to say it's new. And I'm not doing that at all. Um, Although when it comes to the original pressing thing, I'm not really, as a collector, I'm not as hung up on that as, I shouldn't say hung up, I mean, it's all about preferences. I don't have a very strong preference for that to the level that a lot of other people might. Um, Clint, there's some particular albums where I get really hooked on wanting to have the original pressing, but for me, that's usually pretty far, they're kind of few and far between. I know like Shadows of Night, Gloria, for example, that's one record that I refuse to have anything but the original Dunwich 666 pressing. And do I know why? No, it was just, I just had to have the original pressing of that one. But in general, I don't get that, I'm not that hung up on that. I'm more just concerned about overall condition, if you will. So hopefully that kind of maybe addresses that because like I said, a few people have asked me about that, so I thought I'd just kind of throw that out there really quick. But yeah, like I said, been selling a lot of stuff, so a lot of new stuff has come in. So let me kind of show you some of that new stuff. Um, a bunch of CDs, but the one thing that I'll show that I got would be this, which is of course the Beatles stereo box set. Been wanting to get this for a while, but I wasn't willing to pay $100, which is still that's on the low end actually. $100 for it or anything above that for sure. Because again, as most of you know, I am not a huge Beatles fan. Um, of course, I respect the Beatles all the hell. One of if not the biggest rock and roll band of all time. But when it comes to their music, as I've said a number of times in the past, and I always catch hell for it, especially from you Beatle lovers out there. Mr. Mario, um, it, the Beatles to me are just like any other good band in history. They're not the Beatles. I don't care about the White Album. It's just, matter of fact, the White Album is probably one of my least favorite Beatles albums. Yeah, calm down, calm down. I know, I know, I know. But still, I found this for, extremely cheap actually, extremely cheap. Probably about the amount that normally costs just to buy two or three of the CDs. So I was like, heck yeah, I gotta pick that up, and so it's nice to get that in my collection. All right, so then we'll move on. And actually, I'll start out with this one here before I forget. So first off, we have Alison Crutchfield. Just kind of a record I stumbled across actually in the store where I bought that Beatles box set. The guy was playing this, and I was like, you know, what is it? It sounded kind of nice, whatever the case may be, and he showed it to me. And so, it was, you know, one of those eavesdropping records, eardropping as I like to refer to it. So yeah, really good stuff. It definitely has a nice 80s feel to it that I like about it. And so yes, I went ahead and picked it up. Although something about that front cover too, I just get the impression that if I ever met her in person, we would not get along at all. That's a whole nother story, but just one of those weird things that comes from the cover. But moving right along, finally got a nice copy. I'll try to hold this so not so much glare coming off the computer there. New copy of Pink Floyd's Division Bell, something I've needed for quite some time. So that was a nice addition. Oh. And then going towards my Diana Krall collection, Quiet Nights. You know, I love Diana. One of my favorite jazz, especially modern day jazz vocalists. Very cool stuff. Matter of fact, I'll probably do a video sometime here in the near future of my vinyl collection of Diana Krall, because she has good stuff. My boy, Eric Church, The Outsiders. Really cool too. I was driving down the highway the other day and actually pulled right up beside his bus. I guess he's on tour right now, the big Jack Daniels Eric Church bus, tour bus. So I was like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, Eric's the man. You know, I am a. You know, there's a, I wouldn't say a good chunk. Yeah, I mean, there's a good chunk of modern day country that I like, and Eric Church and Luke Bryan are probably my two favorite modern day artists. And you know, just a cool dude too. So love his stuff. That's albums from 2013 or 14. I can't remember his release from there. But anyway, moving right along. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Greatest Hits. Sorry about the glare again. It's kind of cheating now, showing you the next record coming up. Let me try it. Yeah, I think this is better. Yeah, so again, 2 LP set. Tom Petty's Greatest Stuff. Love it. Great album. And then a nice MoFi copy of Foreigner 4. That was a good pickup. You see, it was marked down to a very good MoFi price. Here's one too that I had an older copy of this. Wasn't in perfect condition, but I saw they had a reissue out of it, so I went ahead and picked it up, which is Nectar, Remember the Future. Really, really cool album. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. I always have a hard time finding stuff in great condition with them. So it was really nice to find this piece, which is kind of a nice best of reissue. So that was cool. Another great piece. I got this CD about a month or two ago, but it was nice to stumble across the vinyl. Thin Lizzy, Thunder and Lightning. You know, starting to kind of notice over time too. You know, you think about Thin Lizzy, and you know, we kind of know about Jailbreak. You know, that album, and Boys Are Back in Town, and you know, all that stuff. But if you really look at their catalog, there's like so much stuff that they did that even as a Thin Lizzy fan, sometimes you just don't think about, or you forgot, or just never knew about. And for me, this is one of the albums that, you know, I just had no clue. And again, I was just walking through a store a few weeks ago, and a guy was actually playing this on the internet, you know, playing the system throughout the store. And I was like, who in the heck is that? And he's like, Thin Lizzy. I'm like, Thin Lizzy? What album is that? And so, you know, he kind of showed me and everything. So it was nice to kind of stumble across a copy of this. And this is the Back on Black pressing. So this is one where I was a little more, I guess, concerned about the pressing because I know there's a new reissue that's an import that came out that the back the back on black actually has 4 live tracks and adds an extra LP that the new reissue doesn't. So if you're out there looking for copies, maybe kind of keep that in mind as you're searching around. Next here, we have Men at Work. This is Two Hearts. Just some more classic 80s stuff that I love. It probably has my second favorite song by them on here, which is Everything I Need. One of my favorite Men at Work songs. So it was nice to find that. It was only a couple of dollars too, which was nice, in great condition. And I was watching, oh god, now her username is slipping my mind. But it'll come back to me in a minute, I'm sorry. I was watching her video and she was showing me a couple of records that she had gotten, schematics for the Blank Stare, Jeffrey's group. And so one that she showed that I just had not heard of was this one here, which was Kiss of Death. So as soon as I saw her video, I contacted good old Jeffrey and was like, dude, I need a copy of that. And so I bought one from him, and of course he did me the favor of signing it for me, which is really cool. So yeah, it was really great getting my hands on this too, and I sat and listened to it, front to back a couple of times. And man, this is some absolute killer stuff. I mean, it was just, I don't know. I almost kind of felt like, it was for me. It was a mixture of like Lou Donaldson, who's one of my favorite jazz artists. It was like a mixture of him, like doing a collaboration with Soft Machine kind of thing. And then to me, that's just like two killer things to mesh together. And so yeah, I mean you guys absolutely killed it on this album. This is really, really good stuff. And and again, being just very, very truthful and doing a critique about that, not say everything great about anyone who's in the VC type of thing. But I mean, this is a killer album. And I remember the thing that was funny about it is, as much as I liked it, it seemed to go on forever, like it was a 2-hour album or something. And I don't know kind of how it did that. But so yeah, man, great stuff. Thanks for signing the copy. Thanks for sending it to me. And you guys put together a freaking awesome album there. So good stuff. Moving right along, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I needed to get a nice mint copy of that, so I went ahead and picked up the reissue. Everybody knows that one. This was an interesting one too, because this is one that I've wanted on vinyl for so long. Even though it's not necessarily like, I'm not completely crazy about everything on the album. There's some very specific things that I like. I just remember for the longest time, even when I just having the CD, I just thought I always wish they would put this on vinyl. And sure enough, they finally did. This is The Fray. It's How to Save a Life. And I think the most popular album, their biggest hit off of this one, was probably Over My Head, Cable Car. But yeah, this is one of those albums I just always wanted on vinyl, and it was nice to see that they did a pressing. Of course, The Boys, Testament. I picked up the CD a while ago, so it was nice to get a copy of the vinyl as well. Really trying to complete my Testament collection. Great stuff. Another good addition, the Allman Brothers. This is Brothers and Sisters, 180 gram vinyl reissue. One of my favorite covers. I've always loved the cover of this album. And one other thing that you might notice too is that all these things I'm showing you are in Blake sleeves. So that's something else I'm doing in the process of going through and cleaning out my collection. All of that is I'm switching over and making sure that all inserts, I shouldn't say switching, but adding, if they don't have them, all inserts are poly sleeves, and I'm moving everything over to Blake sleeves as well. So that's going to be kind of a process. But so yeah, that's a great addition. It's been kind of fun doing that too, because I've also really kind of been going through each album and listening and cleaning and really kind of checking it out and everything. So it's been kind of a good project to really get me to dig into my collection and go through it very methodically, which has been kind of fun. Placebo. This is Meds. And for those of you that know Placebo, it's a pretty classic album by them. As well as a little more Placebo here. Without You, I'm Nothing. Another great album. And I think I mentioned this one in my last video. Some more of the Bill Withers. And this is Just As I Am. Probably my favorite Bill Withers studio album, I would say, which is his initial album. Ain't No Sunshine, Grandma's Hands. Again, two of my favorite Bill Withers songs. And then also Better Off Dead, another really great track. I mean, this is just kind of some serious down home Bill right here, which is awesome. And then my second favorite Bill Withers album. This is Still Bill, which is nice. So again, here you have stuff like Who Is He and What Is He to You, Use Me, Lean on Me. I mean, but just between his first two albums, just perfect Bill. That's all I can say. Another great one here, the Pat Metheny Group, Off Ramp. Really cool stuff here. Again, kind of new age, jazzy type of stuff. Keyboards, just really neat stuff. It's kind of hard to describe actually, but I've been getting into the Pat Metheny Group a lot more lately and been discovering a lot of their stuff. So definitely looking forward to building more of that in my collection because they're some really creative guys. This was kind of a blind buy because it was on sale for only like $4 or $5, and very glad I did too. I mean, I absolutely love this album. I'd never heard of them before. The Pains of Being Pure at Heart, and I did check out like one or two songs on my phone when I was in the store, and I was thought, yeah, that's worth checking out. $5. I've seen this record cover a million times, so I thought, let me just kind of check it out. And I mean, really, really good stuff. Really enjoyed this album. My Girl, Donna Summers. Oh yes. Love to Love You Baby. One of my favorite albums by her. Great creative album too. I mean, she's always kind of been known as the disco queen or whatever, but there was a lot of magic that she could put into what people might label as disco music, and Love to Love You Baby is one of those. Gary Newman, another one that was in one of the discount bins. It's a Splinter. Another really good album. And last but not least, another one I've put off buying for, gosh, a number of years now. But Ty Segall Twins. Again, found this one on sale, so it was another very nice pickup. So that's that's just kind of some of the recent finds. Still got a bunch of stuff coming in the mail, so the next week or so I might do another kind of recent finds video once all that comes in. But just gonna keep pulling, keep selling, and keep bringing in. So as always, thanks for watching, VC, and of course I always like to know what you think. Please don't get too far off in the whole Beatles thing. Music is subjective. It's just my personal taste. All right, so you guys take care. We'll talk to you soon.